Hey guys, it's Sam and welcome back to Likewise Pod. Today is a mini-sode. So Issa and I both have episodes going up today. If you haven't listened to hers yet, go listen to it now. And we're both doing kind of the same topic, but a little bit of our own spins each. And today's topic is none other than our top fives, which is a trend circulating on Instagram right now if you haven't seen. Um, it's kind of funny because when we planned October and we planned to do minis this week, I had kind of come up with doing lists in general. So like we thought about doing mini playlists or just general lists like essentials, things about fall, um, doing a movie list, a book list, bucket list, whatever, any kind of list to shout out bestie Tessa DeRico, who loves a good list. If you love lists and books, um, go follow Tessa. You'll find out later. Um, anyways, I'm I had an Alani at like 5:30 and it's now 9 p.m. and I'm so caffeinated. It's like not even funny. So this might be a chaotic experience, but that's fun, right? So yeah. I know Issa was doing her top fives very similar to the like categories in the trending posts, and then I wanted to be different, not like other girls. Just kidding. We just thought it'd be fun if we both talked about different things so that didn't feel repetitive, and in case we had a lot of crossover, it wasn't like you're just listening to the same thing. Um, I have some different categories. So I'm doing my top five books, book to movie adaptations, podcasts, fashion brands and fashion trends, and songs. So, and what I noticed while I was doing this is like all of these things change so often for me. I don't think I have like permanent top five anything. Um, just because it always changes based on mood, like season. Like I think all my preferences really change seasonally. So this is fall 2024 top fives for those categories for me. So let's just get right into it. For my book to movie adaptations, first one is so obvious, Hunger Games. And I wasn't really specific about which one. My favorite is Catching Fire. That was my favorite book in the series and my favorite movie. So yeah, Catching Fire, but just Hunger Games in general done so well. They're iconic books and iconic movies we all know and love. The next one is a newer movie adaptation, Turtles All the Way Down, which is actually my favorite book like ever. It's the book that got me back into reading, and I loved the changes that were made for the movie adaptation. The way that the mental health representation was displayed. I love that they didn't go into it with trying to make people comfortable by any means and really showing a realistic perspective of mental health. I thought it was amazing. A lot of things are different in the movie, like most adaptations, and especially I think this happens a lot with John Green adaptations. A lot of times they're so different, but if you think about it, um, when you take a book, you almost gotta modernize it a little bit. There's certain things that you just gotta make different for the movie audience. It just makes sense. But I thought it was a great adaptation. And my next one, I actually haven't watched this movie in a long time. But it's kind of well, it's kind of a funny story. The book by Ned Vizzini, the movie with Zach Galifianakis. I really don't, I like can't remember the movie very much, but this was one of my favorite books in high school. I think I read it in like ninth grade. And once again, it's another great book with mental health representation. Then The Color Purple. This is one of my favorite books ever. And I just adore it. The acting in this movie is fantastic. And yeah, I think it's just an iconic adaptation. And everybody needs to watch it. My last one, I kind of cheated. It's not book to movie, it's book to show. And it's Inventing Anna is the show, but it's from My Friend Anna, the book, which was actually written by the reporter who like did the Vanity Fair stories and interviewed Anna Delvey for real. I actually have not read the book, so I can't really speak to the adaptation, but I adored the show. And yeah, I think I was just thinking about it because also like Dancing with the Stars, and Adobe was just on. So those are my top five books to movies. Then podcasts. This one was so easy for me to make a list. So number one, I talk about this all the time. My favorite podcast in the world that I listen to without fail all the time is Goes Without Saying with Seppi and Wing. I love listening to British people talk. But the one thing is I always listen to podcasts on two times speed. I cannot listen to them on two times speed just because I feel like I miss what they're saying. Not because they like talk fast or anything, but I think there's something about like listening to people with accents and not being able to listen to it as fast as you could listen to someone with just like an American accent. I love that podcast so much. It's so good for, you know, chronically online Gen Z people, and in my opinion. And they talk about really relatable concepts for like being a girl in your 20s. So I adore them so much. My next favorite podcast is Trying Not to Care with Ashley Corbo. I've actually been listening to this since she started it. Before she started her podcast, I was following her on TikTok and then kind of just watched the whole process of her starting the podcast, watching it grow, watching her get so much more confident with it. And then in like this last year, like when it was kind of getting teased, when like Dear Media first posted like the pic of her on their Instagram, but like it was like a soft launch, like they didn't put anything in the caption, they didn't tag her, they didn't like her face wasn't really in it. But in my head, I was like, I know that's Ashley. And I was so excited when she got signed with Dear Media. And yeah, her podcast is awesome. If you've been through like friendship breakups, just also it's another just relatable in your 20s type of thing. But yeah, she talks a lot about relationships and friendships and self-confidence and all that good stuff. The next one on my list is Author's Best Friend with editor Lauren. And I'm a little biased because we're friends, obviously, but also this has been one of my favorite formats of author interviews. Like, I don't think I've ever listened to another bookish podcast that I've loved this much in terms of the way the author interviews are conducted. It is amazing. I really love the way we deep dive, and it feels like I'm hanging out in the room with them. And the production is just amazing, and I could not recommend it more. The next podcast on my list is It's Nap Time with Natalie Palick, who I'm also great friends with, and we've had her on the pod before. Um, she is the most fun human ever. You should be following her on all her social media because she's so entertaining and relatable and fun. She's so bright and colorful. Her personality is so, so bright. She's literal like sunshine online for me. Um, and I love her podcast. She has been doing a lot of like pop culture commentary recently, which I love. Like when Love Island was on, she was doing Love Island like recap episodes, which was so, so fun. I'm obsessed with that. I love listening to people talking about the shows I'm watching and comparing my opinions to theirs. And yeah, it's always a good time over there. And then last, I could not pick between Brooke and Connor make a podcast and Obsessed with Brooke, but I did pick Obsessed with Brooke. I just love Brooke. I love her. And we are just so similar. When I listen to her podcast, I just adore her so much. And I love like that's not one I listen to on Spotify, that's one I put on my TV on YouTube. And I would recommend doing that. All right, next category is fashion brands. So I thought for this I would do like kind of like the brands I buy from the most, where like most of my items in my closet are from, or like brands I just continuously buy, or like whose store I would always go into or whatever. So number one, Aerie, just the coziest loungewear, the best. The store environment's amazing, great sales, all the good stuff. Size, consistency, all those things. I feel so strongly about Aerie. Abercrombie, I've been getting more into recently. Like, I think it's taking me a while. Like, every once in a while, I would do like a big order when it came to their like bigger sales, especially in the winter. But recently, I've been like just buying into Abercrombie a lot more. And I think a big part of that was like their NFL collections. I'm obsessed. Um, so yeah, love Abercrombie. Levi's is my next one, which is like a little controversial. I've always loved like their jackets and just like how classic Levi's is as a brand. Um, all that stuff. But with as someone who's had a lot of weight fluctuation in their life and is a little curvier, Levi's has been such a hard brand to wear denim wise. Where so many of their like most popular trendy styles that you see everyone wearing and promoting online are like very slim fit, so rigid, it's just like not gonna work with like your body type, whatever. And it's always like a back and forth. Like sometimes I could wear Levi's and sometimes I couldn't. And I think it's all about finding the right styles sometimes. And that's not to say they have a lot of work to do on the size inclusivity end and sizing and fit issues and whatnot. But recently I've been such a big fan of low-rise jeans, which we will get into more. But I adore the Levi's low loose and low pros. I just love the fit. I'm super into it right now. And then I just have so many Levi's denim jackets because I love them. Free People is another brand I love. Just the style. I love shop like looking on their website. It's just very inspiring, and I think the product is really unique. And I love a lot of my Free People pieces, even though honestly some of them aren't the best quality. So, but yeah, love Free People. And then Doc Martens, like favorite footwear brand ever. I love my Docs. I always want a new pair, and I don't think I will ever stop wearing Docs. It's just my life. Okay, fashion trends. I talked a little bit about low-rise denim already, but I was a low-rise hater for so long because I never thought it would work with my body or that I would look good in it. And this year, I finally tried my first pair of low-rise jeans, and my world changed. I've like just discovered that I think it flatters my body a lot more than high-rise jeans. Not that you have to wear things that are like deemed flattering, but I felt so confident wearing low-rise jeans this year, which is something I don't think I thought would ever come out of my mouth. But I've just been loving them so much. So I have like three pairs now. Four. I just bought another one. Lace layers. I love like the long sleeve mock neck lace layering tops that people wear under like overalls or like other sweaters, vests. The ones I have are Free People. I love them so much. And just like in general, any kind of like lacy underlayer, like people will wear them under like graphic tees with then like the lacy skirts. I'm just so obsessed. I love that trend. Mixed metals, I will permanently always be a fan of mixing metals when it comes to like jewelry, especially when it's like in the same necklace stack or something like that. I just think it looks so cool. And then tall boots year round. That sounds so random, but I really think like the popularity of like cowgirl boots like as a trend in the last couple years or like now like more like riding boots and fried campus boots, stuff like that, I think is making tall boots kind of stick year round when a lot of people only wear them in the fall and winter. I think people have been so much more wanting to wear them in the summer and spring still, where you can wear them with like mini skirts and even wearing shorts and tall boots. I'm a fan of tall boots year round. And then patchwork is my last trend, my top five fashion trends, because um yeah, like those cute little like white baby tees with the different patchwork letters on them have been so trendy. I love those. And then just patchwork in general, I've always loved. And I think it's something that will keep coming back all the time. And whenever I see someone wearing something with patchwork or like patches on their jeans, all that cool stuff, I'm like, you are so cool. I immediately think you're so cool. And the last category is songs, which these are not my top five songs ever. I decided just to like my top songs as of late. Um, for the fall season or just things I've been listening to a lot. All of these are on my like on repeat right now. So the first one is Sanity by Paramore, specifically the re Jack Antonoff version. Love. Um, And then I Love You, I'm Sorry by Gracie Abrams, of course, such a popular song right now. I love Gracie and I love that song, especially the new like Vivo version that came out that everyone's obsessed with. Perfect Man by Yana. I listen to that song all the time in the car and I'm just so in love with it. And I've been becoming a super big fan of her music. Ego by Halsey. I love that she like debuted this song at I think the VMAs. It was so good and I'm really excited for her album. The Great Impersonator. So exciting. I'm really in my Halsey era again. And then the last one is Push Me Over by Maren Morris. Um, Muna helped co-write this song, and I'm just obsessed. Like her new EP is so good, and this song just kind of lives rent-free in my head. And yeah, it's a great song to kind of just like blast and have a good time in the car. So those are my top fives for my Minisode. I hope you got a good rec from me, or you also like these top fives. Um, so yeah, I hope you liked. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you listened to Issa's episode and you like hearing about her top fives. And if you like listening to us and you don't already, make sure to follow us on Instagram at likewise_pod. And then we are on TikTok now at likewise.pod, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's our username over there. It can't be the same because our old one we couldn't get into or whatever. So yeah, we're super into the TikTok thing now. And we just finished our book and it's with our editor. And um, if you're excited to hear more about our bookish stuff, you can follow us at Same Way Books. So yes, can't wait to talk about ghosting next week. Buckle up. It'll be such a fun episode. So yeah, bye.